Hey everybody, I am the Creative Lady and this is Nappylicious TV, my natural hair and beauty channel. Today I'm going to share with you my obsession with eyeshadow palettes. So if you want to see what I have in my eyeshadow collection, keep watching. I've always loved makeup. As a little girl, I would play in my auntie's and my mom's makeup. I love makeup, and even as a grown woman, I love makeup. So let me show you exactly most of the eyeshadow palettes that I have. I have a few over in the other box, but I'm just going to show you what I have here and my obsession. So I'm going to go quickly through the collection so it won't be a long video. So I've always been a drugstore makeup kind of girl, eyeshadow, makeup, whatever. So I would wear a lot of neutral shades from the drugstore. And this was a Revlon eyeshadow quad that has the simple brown, nude, easy breezy makeup colors. It was great to have. So once I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, then I became acquainted with e.l.f. And this is one of the first books, I guess you could say, about the eye manual, and this was by e.l.f. and it had like little instructions on how to do makeup looks, and then it had a variety of colors. So 3, 6, 9, 12 different colors that came with this particular shadow palette. Love that. And I always seem to gravitate to the neutral colors, and this is probably one of the only shadows that I've ever hit pan on because I have a lot of makeup. So after I kept watching a lot of YouTube videos, I started discovering some other brands. And so I said, well, okay, so one of the first higher end makeup palettes that I ever bought was by Urban Decay. And I think I got this because I had been watching a lot of videos about the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then I think there was some kind of special going on with this. So I bought the Summer of Love quad from Urban Decay, and it had 4 shadows in it, mostly shimmers, and then it had like a purple color that I really loved. The purple pigmentation was great on this, but you see I have not hit pan on this at all. So then I kept watching YouTube videos, and then people started talking about Coastal Scents. So then I ventured out and I purchased a Coastal Scents 88 shadow palette, and this is the one that has all of the different colors in it. And yeah, so every color you could think you would want is in here, from the brights to some neutrals. It was in here. So I'm like, okay, good. I'm doing good. So then I bought some palettes for my family members. And so when they had like a special going on, I got the warm palette. I'm like, I don't want to wear a lot of bright colors. So I got the warm palette. They had a lot of the neutral colors in it that I love. I'm a neutral color eyeshadow girl. So I love the neutral colors. Got that. So I'm like, okay, good. You're good. You're building up your makeup collection, your eyeshadow collection. Okay, keep it going. So then I also bought this, I think it's Coastal Scents as well, which has not been one of my favorite palettes, but I think I'm going to try to make myself use it. And it is the Creative Me 1 palette. And it has a lot of bright colors in here that I have yet to figure out how I really want to wear them. But I may come up with a look for the summer. So Coastal Scents had a lot of great shadows to use, but of course I haven't hit pan on any of them. Then came, I think it was the Naked palette. Is that Urban Decay? Yeah, I think Urban Decay came out with the Naked palettes, and I just could not justify paying, what, $54 for an eyeshadow palette. So Coastal Scents had the Revealed palette that was comparable to the Naked 1 palette, and a lot of the neutral shades that I love in this eyeshadow palette. Great, I loved it. So yeah, thank you Coastal Scents for having an economical palette. Kept watching YouTube videos, and then I think the next palette that I bought was another Urban Decay palette, and it's like a little kit that was on special. It had come with a primer potion, and it was on a deep discount. It was really inexpensive, so I'm like, well, okay, I'll go ahead and grab this from Ulta Online. Most of this stuff came from Ulta Online or Coastal Scents, and so I got the Urban Decay. I think it's a 10 shadow pan, and so most of the colors that were in the Summer of Love palette was actually duplicated over here, so I have backups of those particular colors. Again, kept watching YouTube videos, and the ladies started introducing me to more higher end brands, and that's when I first discovered Too Faced. So Too Faced came out with the chocolate bar palette, and I waited and waited and waited to get that, but I finally bought it during my birthday 2015. I splurged and I paid $49 for an eyeshadow palette that smelled like chocolate. Again, I loved the neutral colors and it worked well, and I love the fragrance that smelled like chocolate. So I'm like, okay, great. So I continued to watch YouTube videos, and you ladies were using a lot of Too Faced. So I began to fall in love with the Too Faced palette because I love the chocolate bar smell, I love the pigmentation, and I love the colors that they offer, neutral colors, right? So yeah, months passed, and then Too Faced came out with the semi-sweet chocolate bar palette. I had heard mixed reviews about it. Some loved it, some hated it, some didn't like it, whatever. So I was like, yeah. So I waited a few months, and then I finally decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the semi-sweet chocolate bar palette. I loved it. It was another chocolate smelling palette, and it had some neutral colors in it. Love that. Everybody fell in love with the shade Peanut Butter, so that was a beautiful color, great for highlighting and all of that. Then comes the Missy Lynn palette. So Missy Lynn created the palette. She's a YouTuber. The palette, matter of fact, I grabbed 2 of the palettes just in case. I loved it and that it was going to be difficult to find because the initial wait was pandemonium trying to get your hands on this, and it took me a long time to get it. Finally got it. And I loved it. It travels really well. I love the mirror. I love the highlight colors in here. I really like the quality, good side of the shadows with the Missy Lynn palette. Like I said, the 2 highlighter colors are awesome. So yeah, so I got that, and I bought the second one with intention to maybe to share it with my cousin, but you know, she never got it, and it's still here with me. Sorry. So I'm doing good. I'm like, okay, I'm building up my eyeshadow collection. I'm going to just chill a minute. So here comes the Tartlet. So everybody's all the rage about the Tartlet. It was hard to get. It's by Tarte. And then it was like, what, 44 bucks? I liked it because it was purple. The case, it was purple. But then the shadows itself, they were, and they are, matte colors. I don't always want to have shimmer, glimmer, glitter, fall out on my face. So I really like this. I don't use it a whole lot, but when I do use it, I'm like, why don't I use this more? So I love the Tartlet palette. So I'm moving on. Like I said, doing good. Watching these doggone YouTube videos, these divas creating these looks that I know cosmetics companies are sending to these divas, but they're doing a good job representing the palettes, right? So I fell in love with Too Faced. Fell in love with the Too Faced palette. So after that, I think I kept watching videos, and I think after I got the, what was it? After I bought these 2 palettes, the semi-sweet and the original chocolate bar palette, had these 2 palettes, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing good. So then fast forward, I started watching divas talk about the peanut butter palette. Everybody was all the rage about the peanut butter palette. What was it? No. First I think it was the chocolate bonbon. So I went into the store to buy the peanut butter palette, but my doggone coworker held me up one day. I was headed to Ulta, but he needed me to help him keep from riding dirty over the weekend, blah, blah, blah. So I had to help him. By the time I got to Ulta, there was no peanut butter palette. So I had some points built up on my Ulta Platinum status. So instead of waiting for the peanut butter palette, which I was going to use my $20 on the peanut butter palette, which was 36 bucks, and get it for 16, I ended up just getting the chocolate bonbons palette, which is pink with the little heart shapes, beautiful colors. I haven't used it a whole lot, but I really just wanted to have it. I really wanted to have it because it was a lovely heart-shaped colors, and the colors I think I can make use with some eyeshadow looks. So yeah, got the chocolate bonbons, but I really was fiending for that doggone peanut butter palette. So when the day that I bought the bonbons, got it on sale for a good price with my points, but I wanted the peanut butter palette. So the girl told me that the truck was coming in, and that when it came in, they would hold one for me and I can come pick it up. Well, nobody ever called me that Saturday morning, so of course the makeup junkie gets out of bed and goes to Ulta, and there it was, the peanut butter palette. Got the peanut butter palette, and beautiful colors. I love the color selection in this, but the only thing I don't like about the palette is everybody fell in love with the shade peanut butter from the semi-sweet chocolate bar palette, and they repeated it in this palette, but instead of making it one of these little small tins, they should have made it one of the larger tins over on this side. Give the people what they want. So Too Faced, yeah, y'all dropped the ball on that, but this is an awesome palette. Love it, and it does smell like peanut butter. So if you got peanut allergies, I don't think it affects your peanut allergies. That's what it says on the packaging. So yeah. So finally, Too Faced comes out in the spring, they're talking about we're going to launch a new palette, the peach palette. And everybody's all the rage. They sent it to all of the, some of the bloggers and vloggers, and they were advertising the peach palette, you know, making it work. They were selling it. They were selling it because I'm like, okay, peach as opposed to chocolate? I think I want that. I'm thinking it's going to be easy breezy, right, to get my hands on one of these. But they strategized that thing just right, had us clamoring, going crazy for the doggone peach palette. People just pandemonium. I came down with it because I'm like, oh, I need to complete my collection. I need that peach palette. I was feeling some kind of way, y'all, about the peach palette. So one night I had called all around all of the Ultas because I think the palette was coming out on the 7th. That Thursday, I was already aligning, you know, my folks to get in line and wait for me because I was going to have to be at work. I'm like, this is crazy. So I had went and just took a nap. I was just so frustrated with nobody being able to hold the palette. Even if you were platinum status, they were not willing to hold the palette. I'm like, you know what, Too Faced, this is totally unnecessary, but I got to have that palette. I want the palette. So I had given up. I called all my local Memphis Ultas, and they were like, yeah, well, you know, blah, blah, you know, y'all heard it. So I called this Ulta down in Mississippi. Now, Mississippi from where I live is about 45 minutes. So I called and asked, will you guys be stocking the peach palette on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever? The girl was like, we have it in stock now. I was like, what did you say? I'm like, what? She said, yeah, we have it here now. I'm like, okay, I'll be there in 45 minutes. She said, I'll hold it for you. I'm like, what? So she took my name. I'm like, are you serious? I said, is it the ombre colored one with the, yeah, the peach? I'm like, okay, I'll be there in 45 minutes. Child, I got out of bed, drove down to Mississippi to get the palette. So when I got there it was. I could not believe it. It was Monday, April the 4th. April 4th, I'll never forget it. April 4th, I got out of bed, drove down to Mississippi to get the peach palette. It was only 1 or 2 left in the store when I got there. The colors are really pretty. It does smell like peaches. To me, it's not like people say, not a fresh peach, but it smells more like a Swisher Sweet cigar. Don't ask me how I know, but I know it smells kind of like that artificial Swisher Sweet peach cigar smell. I like it, and I haven't done a whole lot of looks with it, but I do like the warm colors, and yeah, no complaints for me about the peach palette. So now I am going to sit my behind down until they come out with the pineapple palette. There's no pineapple palette to my knowledge, but yeah, so I'm done. But I have become obsessed with eyeshadow palettes. I got a couple other palettes over in the drawer. I'm gonna go grab them real quick and just show you what I have. They're not from Ulta. Pretty much everything in this box, except the one from Coastal Scents and the e.l.f. one, came from Ulta. So I am platinum and I do get points, and I really like that I can redeem my points on anything. So yay! So thank you for watching this video. I'm going to run over here and grab the other little palettes that I have, and I think that completes my entire eyeshadow palette collection palettes. Because I do have some singles. Yeah, we ain't getting into that because I've been into the, what is it, ColourPop? Yeah. So hang on, I'll show you the final palettes that I have. Alright guys, hold on. Y'all, I lied. This video is too long. Part 2 is coming soon. Thanks for watching.